So, hello and welcome to, I guess, a return to the long format of the Some People podcast, which, yay, it's so good to kind of be back doing these long ones.
Woo! It's good to be back.
I don't think you could do that with less enthusiasm even if you tried.
Woo!
Okay, so, well, I guess we should explain what we're going to be doing for this episode, which is a bit of spring cleaning, right?
Yeah. A bit of spring cleaning, some quick announcements.
And maybe some bit of fun at the end.
Sounds good.
That's if we get around to including it, that is. But first, we should do a little segment that the long format started doing, and the biggest reason why I did it is just, I guess, sort of to copy what one other podcast was doing that I liked, and it's like, this is really neat, I want to do my own spin on it.
Yeah.
But then I realised I don't read the news that much, so how am I going to do a news segment if I don't watch the news?
Right. It is a little bit of a obstacle.
I'll say, like, anything in the news that's interesting. But I guess first we got to do the segment that's called The Bloody News. So, well, I guess we might as well start off with the one thing that I guess I got for Bloody News is that some person, I don't know who, has been playing some, songs from the D4DJ franchise on the local radio. I wonder who it is.
I mean, it's probably someone in this room.
I have to say, yeah, it's like how many people inside of Australia is familiar with D4DJ?
Not a lot, I would expect.
Yeah. And probably not so many in the local area.
No, definitely not.
Like, if I remember correctly, like, I think, D4DJ has a strong presence in Japan. Well, no shit.
Yeah, I think Australia was something like 48th or something on the Google Trends.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we looked up at that.
Yeah. So it'd be very unlikely that there's someone in this area who also happens to be on a radio program that is also playing D4DJ.
Yeah, I know. And not only that, but they played Rondo's Nirvana and followed it up with a song by Nirvana.
Yeah, right. Nice.
I think it was Smell Like Teen Spirit.
Cool.
Which, interesting choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Although, actually, I've been looking into that song and I actually went through the lyrics translated, and it's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, right.
So I guess after this, you may want to have a quick read through the lyrics yourself.
For sure.
So I guess that's the bloody news because, we don't actually have any news.
I guess not.
I'll say the Queen died, but wasn't that a while ago?
That was definitely a while ago.
Oh, yeah, we did a video about that, didn't we?
We did. We definitely did.
Actually, I'm going to just quickly see if there's anything even worthy in the news. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, that's interesting to me, but I don't think that would be, something that would be worthwhile for anyone to know about. Well, I think that's the only thing I'm going to have to say, because nothing so far interesting. And it's just the usual crap that you see in the news.
Fair enough.
This is news to me, so Sword Art Online has actually got its own like mobile game in that coming out soon.
Yep.
It's like here, the title is Sword Art Online Valiant Showdown smartphone games global version releases for pre-download.
Fair enough.
And I might get around to trying it out because, I'm a bit of an SAO fan, so I guess that is the bloody news.
Cool.
Oh, God, we didn't even work on an outro for it. Make an outro version.
I think you can probably just use the intro one again.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess we might as well show off the, the sound bites we have, because that's one thing we're going to show off on one of the, long formats, but then things happened, so we couldn't do the long formats.
Yeah.
And I might as well start off with, was it this one? Of course, if you're going to do a soundboard, you got to have the Wilhelm screen.
I think it is illegal not to.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
What do we have next?
Although, actually, I want to go with my favorite one.
Very appropriately put on the 9th
Yeah.
soundboard
The ninth
pad.
button. And then we got a heap of XP noises.
Classic.
I had to chain those two together.
Yeah.
What about? God damn it. I'm just going to mess around, spend the next hour messing around with just those two.
I don't doubt it.
And then I think, isn't this one this one?
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay, it's not the one I thought it was, but it's nice. I think it's this one.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, it's this one.
FBI, open up!
I feel like that's the one that's the most fitting when I start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when I start talking about, well, shipping. Well, simping, I guess. Shipping's a different thing.
Well, yeah.
And this one, this is what I'm going to use just to end off the podcast.
Bye, have a great time.
I can't remember what that was used in. Wasn't that used in the end, like kind of like on like the end bit of Friends? I think it's Friends. It was 2.5 Men. One of those older TV
Yeah.
shows.
One of those sitcoms from the 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember which one, though.
Didn't we do 6? I know 4 is just a blank.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh, yeah. And then, well, the most important one of all. And so important, it's been labeled number 1. I just feel like that one was the most important to have.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, I guess it kind of does tie back to the gag, though, that we did, what, episode 2? Or was it 3?
I think it was 3.
For the Soviet ASMR.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. It's a good callback.
Although, a quick disclaimer here, I do not condone communism.
Me either.
I kind of like, they had a few right ideas, but that was about it. I can say the same thing about fascism.
I think you can say that for most societal arrangements.
I say, isn't there a few other ones we haven't got queued up because we don't have enough keys?
Yes, but we do have, many other that we can chuck on.
And probably rotate them around too.
Probably. Yep.
And if not, we'll probably throw it in post.
Can do that as well. Cool.
I'm going to say that Rockstar energy, not only is crap, it's making me feel like I want to throw up now. Keep it that, or I'm starting to have heat stroke.
I guess a micro review for Rockstar's Tropical Guava.
Yeah, it's like, no wonder it's 2 for $5.50. Okay, so what's next on the list here? Oh, yeah, Das Projector. Just put it. Das Project. There we go. I don't know why I said projector.
All right. So
But yeah, we got some project announcements.
Cool. You want to take it away?
I'm just trying to think which one to start off with. Well, I guess we might as well talk about what we should not talk about. And that, yeah, there's a couple of D4DJ projects in the work.
Yeah.
One that's probably never going to see the light of day, even though I'm going to push very hard to. And then the other one, which I guess you can explain, we've actually kind of started some pre-production, right?
Yeah. So we started some pre-production on, I guess it's going to be...
Like a breakdown / analysis is kind of the best way to describe it.
Yeah. Of the D4DJ OP as a whole. So both the TV series and the mobile game.
Well, OP is the opening, so I don't think Gun Groovy Mix has well, it does have a short opening, but it's nothing to really know. But I think it's the breakdown of the entire series, just minus the the OVA and the the next upcoming season. Well, it may get thrown in depending on if it comes out during the production.
Yeah. So
Although it's probably going to be a bit hastily assembled.
maybe it could be put in as like a footnote, depending when it comes out.
Oh yeah, I was saying, don't we have to do a bibliography? No, we don't. We're not doing a historical
No.
paper. Imagine if you had to do a bibliography for an analysis. Well, I guess you sort of have to, depending on what you're covering.
Yeah, I guess you can sort of do it along the way instead of having it sort of at the end.
If I'm going to be a proper historian, I also have to do footnotes as well.
Yeah.
I could see why I didn't want to become a historian, but still love history. Like, I love history, but I would hate to be a historian because
Oh, yeah.
I actually am at the best times to do bibliographies or footnotes.
It is a lot of work, for sure. I don't think I would enjoy being an historian either. But
I guess the other project, and it's one that I'm kind of happy to work on, and I'm definitely going to announce even though it's in the works. I got no real time scale for when that's done, but I guess I should say that I'm looking around, March for the the D4 DJ analysis to be kind of done and out, which,
yeah.
if I remember correctly, Double Mix would actually be out by that time. Well and truly probably even wrapped up.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, could be. Fingers crossed.
No, they won't pull a Double Mix. Watch they do.
Yeah. It's a touchy subject.
Yeah. There's a reason why I'm not covering it.
Yeah. Fair enough. I guess, onto the other project.
Oh, yeah, it's just... Actually, now thinking about it, it's kind of, stupid, but it's fun, so I'm going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And that is kind of taking all the production cars on Force Motorsport 7 and just having my little twist to them.
Yeah, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like, even though for some it's probably just going to be like, maybe just bore out the engine, put a stroker kit on it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's basically what I've done for the first car, which was I can't remember the year model. I think 2018, 2017 Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
Right.
Just turned the 3.8 turbo into a 4-litre turbo.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
And that's all I did to it.
Yeah. So I guess, the viewers can expect some more gaming content featured on
definitely.
the channel. Yeah.
And I think probably some of even though it's not going to be the oldest VODs, but I think the VODs for that project are going to be the first to kind of come out.
Yeah, cool.
I think I should have them queued up in the playlist. Just got to do final touches to the playlist, and then I'll start probably bringing out the VODs.
Yeah, nice.
So I guess that's also an announcement, is that, my VODs are coming out soon.
Cool. That'll be awesome.
Not my oldest VODs, because those have been lost to time.
Yeah, yep. Fair enough.
And they were kind of shit to begin with, so nothing's really been lost. So for that one, Payday 1, where I was able to complete the, Payday 2 stream, that I was able to complete the, I can't remember the name of the heist, but it's one of the stealth heists from the original Payday game.
Right,
And actually able to do it stealthily.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Oh, well.
And doing it solo too.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And doing it with a low-level build of all things.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Although I'm trying to think what kind of build I had in the game. It's kind of more, kind of not all-rounder, but very specialized to get stuff kind of done somewhat stealthily and quickly.
Right.
So kind of a weird blend between like a stealth combat build.
That would make sense. Cool.
But I don't think that's the proper way to describe it, but that's close enough.
It works.
Yeah.
All right. Any more announcements?
Although, actually, I would like to kind of give more examples for that motorsport project. Like the one, I had fun tuning the Lotuses.
Okay.
I guess Lotuses are kind of like the one car you want like fun to tune because there's not really much to them, so they're kind of almost a blank canvas.
Yeah, right. So you can you have the freedom and the range to get a bit more creative. Cool.
Like one of the most fun ones that I had tuning up was the Esprit V8.
Okay.
Which is a really nice car and I'd love one, but I don't think they have them over here, and two, probably dear as shit. So everyone would
Probably.
would want one because it's basically basically the Britain's early supercar, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Although I think it kind of comes after the F1, so
Yeah,
well, you
right.
kind of consider I kind of consider the F1 a hypercar.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Although the line between super and hyper is a bit blurry.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, all right.
Although I do want to cover the 512 TR, which I've actually got a nice paint job done for it. I may slap it in post.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to note to myself, slap in post.
Slap in post. Cool.
May cut that out, but nah, I think it's going to need to leave that in there.
All right.
I guess I could go all day about that project, but what else is on the list?
Better to keep them wanting more than to get too much into the details.
Yeah, there's going to also, well, I guess I'm going to give you a little bit of a tease. There are going to be some insane builds,
Looking forward to it.
just to kind of spice things up.
Yeah.
Because it'd be boring if I just bored out the engine and that was it.
Yeah. Get pretty repetitive.
Which I feel like I'm going to do with the muscle cars, because it's like, if I'm going to mod a muscle car, I'm going to mod it that way.
Yeah. You might as well.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're up to. I'll let you take the reins for this one. This is the, what? Well, I'll let you explain. Here you go. Here's the list.
So, moving on to the year in review
Yay.
for 2022.
Wait, is it 2022? I'm still thinking it's 2021.
It's gone pretty quick. I
Yeah,
think.
I know.
Yeah. And I think definitely.
But the funniest thing is, when it was 2021, I was still thinking it was 2020.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just stuck in permanent jet lag, I guess.
It's been a weird couple of years, but it's nice to
Thank you, Rona.
nice to get back to a little bit of
Normality.
Yeah, but I guess for the year in review, the channel's definitely gone through some ups and downs. We've had some fun along the way. So my question to you would be, what are your highlights?
I think actually what's going to be the highlight is the blooper reel, which is coming soon.
Yeah, I think that'll be pretty fun to put together
Yeah.
for sure. And
Because I originally was going to think of just having, that's one thing we've got to put on the list. I guess there's one thing we've kind of got to announce, and that is, yay, we finally got a Patreon.
oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about that as well.
I guess it's also year in review plus Patreon announcement, I guess.
Yeah, definitely is. So
I
yeah,
was originally going to have the bloopers to be a Patreon only. What's that noise?
I think it's my nose. Got a bit of a nose whistle coming through. But yeah, so we have a Patreon now. Link will be down in the description.
I think it's been there for a while, but we just haven't got around to announcing it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this spring cleaning, is to kind of... God damn it, these mics are a bit more sensitive than they normally are.
Maybe. Yeah, so go and check it out. There's 2 tiers, a cheaper one and a bit more of a upper tiered one.
Although I think we were working on one that was like a bit like high up.
Yeah.
Although I am not sure if we're ever going to get that tier out or not.
Yeah. It's sort of more of a Mimi one.
Well, it wasn't
as well.
Mimi, it was more just a kind of like a bit more of a... I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I guess moving on.
Actually, I think the way I see the Patreon is a way of not only supporting us, but also kind of a way to kind of keep ads off the podcast.
Yeah, that as well. So there will be opportunity to get
to support us and that.
and ad-free content, and there is also a Discord which you'll be able to join.
Then we still need to make tweaks to that. It works.
Yeah, it's a little bit janky at the moment. Needs some improvement, but
Yeah, it would help if we had someone who knew how to use Discord and set things up.
for sure, it definitely would. Any low points within the past year for you?
I guess just the. That'd have to be the non-Chan video.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. And particularly with that that round of videos, one after the other. It was definitely a big couple of weeks there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they came out around the same time, didn't they? Those two videos.
Yeah, one after the other.
I think wasn't it after the recording of the Queen Elizabeth video? I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it definitely was. Cool. All right.
Although, highest moment would be. I did mention the blooper reel jokingly,
Yeah.
but I'm now trying to think. I think it's almost every episode I record is like, yeah, this is the most fun to record.
Uh-huh.
He's bloody itchy.
I guess, they do seem to be getting a bit better and better each one, which
I know it's the shorts as well as the more memey content.
Yeah, fair enough.
With the what was the last one we did? Wasn't it raining giga chats or something like that?
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I still got around to send it to the other fella that was in that video.
Oh, right.
So I want to see his thoughts on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I think my highlight for the year was the All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh yeah,
review.
that one was pretty good.
Yeah, I think that was some of my favorite one so far. That was a good one. I don't think I have any low points, to be honest. It's all.
Yeah, well, I kind of sort of the one who just comes up with the idea and then we just do it.
Yeah. Cool.
We've got to get some WD-40 for that chair once we're done recording.
Do. All right. Anything else you'd like to add in?
I'm trying to think. Although, it'd be nice to do I'm just thinking that would be fun to do for a stream. The Saw video game. I think we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Although hunting down a copy is a bit expensive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Surprisingly so as well.
Yeah.
So
I
I guess
want a lot for the sequel, which is, from what I've heard, the worst.
Fair enough. Well, I guess, if there's anyone out there listening that would like to donate a copy of the original Saw game,
as well as the sequel, if you have that as well, yeah.
please hit us up.
Although I think they're old enough that they got the region lock, so we can kind of use like ones with the states and that.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
There would have to be someone from, what region are we in?
Asia Pacific, I think.
Yeah, but there's a number that's
Yeah.
designated to those regions. I'm trying to think what number that that one is. I think it's region 4.
Might be.
I could be wrong though.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've had to look into the regions.
I guess we can correct that in post.
Guess so. But yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool idea to do a full like start to finish playthrough of the original Saw
that's
game.
if I do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, but again, it's just with how tight money is.
Yeah, for sure.
The one reason why I haven't got a VPN yet. Money's so tight I can't afford one.
Yeah. I guess something to put in the books for a later date.
It's definitely coming. Come hell or high water.
Cool. Nice. All right. And what are you looking forward to getting up to in 2023?
Just kind of getting my shit together, I guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, well, hopefully moving to the new studio.
Oh yeah.
That should be coming.
I thought
Hopefully,
wasn't
but
that supposed to be done like around December?
yeah. So I did get some news. Things are moving ahead, but I don't have a specific date yet. So hopefully,
Maybe
within-
even be able to get into it before the year's out.
yeah, that's
Maybe
what.
do a short. Although I guess another thing we got to do is the intro for the short shot redemption. We kind of got started working on that, but
Yeah,
like with anything, it's kind of ended up in limbo.
did a little bit pre-production work on it, but still need to get it.
So yeah,
fully
coming
done.
soon. Probably by the next short shot episode, we'll probably have the intro done.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Now that we've got a bit more time on our hands,
Yeah, for sure.
we don't actually get really much time to sit down and play video games and that. But I think that would be fun to do is one stream where it's like, yeah, your initial play, like, yeah, you squad up with me and it's like your initial Forza of War Thunder.
Right.
But I'm not sure where you would get time to do that.
Yeah, I definitely don't have much time at the moment, or the near future.
I would
Pretty
say,
busy.
yeah, it's like, I think it would be fun just to do a custom match so we're not kind of restricted by BR rank, but then I realised I'd just
Right.
club you because I could just roll up my Churchill and you wouldn't be able to do anything to be.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd be starting at the lowest point, the lowest rank, so it would you'd clean me out pretty quickly, I'd think.
Well, maybe if I took some of my lightly armoured stuff, you'd have a chance. But yeah, if I rolled up my Churchill, you may be able to. If you can hit my engine deck, probably start a fire. I
Right.
think I've got a fire extinguisher now, so probably take a few hits to the engine deck actually, and a few engine fires to
Right.
put me out of commission. Because
Fair
I find that funny. I was like, I was just doing a custom match, and the even though I set the BR quite high, they were still running low tier tanks.
Right.
So I was just rolling into this area, and everyone was shooting at me, and just all the cells were bouncing off. And I just marched rolled into their spawn, and one busted hit me in the engine, and started a fire. And since I didn't have a fire extinguisher, I just like, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Damn.
Which is funny because before I was basically just shrugging off shots like they were nothing.
Right. That's funny.
Just only for one bastard to hit me and
Yeah.
probably the engine deck.
Right. Interesting.
Although again, I could still also just, I was gonna say, roll up on the KP2 and just delete you from existence.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Although I don't have the mod 1940, and I really want the mod 1940 KP2.
Oh, okay. Right.
So I hate the turret on the mod 1939.
Right.
Even though it's actually probably better protected than the mod 1940 because it's actually got a slope to it, so it's slightly more protection. But it looks so ugly compared to the boxy turret of the mod 1940.
Yeah, right.
So if someone's got code or can gift me one, then yeah, please do.
For sure.
That would be greatly appreciated because I really want that.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Also, I guess on my list of other vehicles I'd like to get for War Thunder would be the Porsche Tiger.
Right.
Although it's just for the memes.
Fair enough.
Because if it was actually realistic, it would be practically just good as a paperweight, and that's about it.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's got a good gun, but mechanical reliability wasn't that great.
Oh, okay.
Literally, like, I think they brought Hitler over to demonstrate the prototype, and the prototype wouldn't even start.
Damn. Imagine being the engineers standing there in front of Hitler and it's just not turning over.
And even them, it was also quite prone to just, getting bogged down and, well, overheating.
Yeah, right. Damn.
So, yeah, not a reliable tank. It lost out to I believe, the Henschel design.
Right.
And then the Henschel design became what we know as the Tiger tank.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But although the Porsche Tiger does kind of look cool, but you can say the same about the, Tiger 1.
Right.
The Tiger 2 is just basically what if America made a Tiger tank. Basically, just big, heavy, and obese like an American.
Yep. Fair enough.
With Although it does get a more powerful 8.8 or
Right.
88, I guess. I don't know why I said 8.8. 88 sounds much nicer.
Cool.
Although I think they should have put the 12.7 or 12.8
Right.
instead of the better 88.
Oh, okay.
But they kind of
Fair
corrected that with the Yag Tiger,
Right.
which is
Right.
basically if you were to turn a Tiger tank into a Stug, basically.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And they mounted the 128 in it.
Right.
Although I can see why they didn't do it because the 128 isn't super common.
Mm.
But a really good gun, though. So if
Right.
you could get your hands on it, you should.
Cool.
Although
Nice.
one thing I do regret buying is the Strum Tiger. I think it cost me, $60?
Yeah, right.
Which,
Wow.
considering the price of some premiums you have to buy off the store,
Mm.
it's actually kind of cheap considering there's some like $100 just for like a single plane or a single tank
Wow.
in some cases.
Crazy.
So to be able to get for like, I'm trying to think how much off, like buying a quarter less, I was able to get a meme tank.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I think it's worth spending a lot of money for like a meme tank, in my opinion, because it's a meme tank.
Yeah. It's I guess it's got a bit more charm, I guess. Plus it'd be funny, being on the other side, being sort of like the enemy and just sort of seeing a meme tank roll through and just sort of thinking, what is this guy doing?
Well, the reason why the Strum Tiger is a meme tank, for those in the know, is that, well, it's basically, you could just seal club even the strongest tanks in the game with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like basically getting a direct hit for this thing is like a death sentence.
Yep. Fair enough.
So yeah, you basically, if you know how to aim and shoot it, you can basically seal club anyone.
Yeah, right. Cool. So it's got meme value and practicality.
Although
Sort
it has
of.
quite a long reload, so.
Right.
But I think it's just memey that you can just pretty much aim, point, delete.
Yeah, okay.
That's what this makes it so memey, and that's also
Yeah.
what makes the KV2 memey, besides
Right.
being, a Russian fridge.
Uh-huh.
And I think you can tell it got meme tank status with a name like that.
Yeah, for sure. It's it definitely lends itself to meme status, that sort of
Which-
name.
The KV2 is sort of a point, delete,
Right.
although not as extreme as a Storm Tiger.
Okay. Cool.
I think it's got a proper name, but it's commonly referred to as the Storm Tiger.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like, I think with the KV2, if you know where to shoot, you can basically kill anything.
Right.
But you kind of got to get smart with some of the shot placements, and it would be kind of hard to do in an actual combat scenario to pull off those shots.
Mm.
With the Storm Tiger, it's just get the thing on target. And
Right.
even having the projectile land near some of the lighter tanks is just an instant death sentence, so you don't even need to directly hit with some tanks,
Yeah, okay.
which you can sort
Cool.
of do with the KV2.
Right. Cool.
I wonder if we've got KV2 footage. I might grab that so we can throw it in post, and some Storm Tiger footage of just me deleting the tanks at probably the testing range.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Although I guess about some other premium vehicles I did get myself, like the
Mm.
Wuraway and the Boomerang,
Right.
which are both Australian aircraft, so yay.
Ah, cool.
Although I don't think the Boomerang comes back.
I guess, it depends on how good of a pilot you are.
Although, to its credit, it's sort of shaped like a boomerang.
Yeah, right.
I think its wings are
Interesting.
slightly swept.
Yeah, okay.
It does have that boomerang shape.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Half the time I'm expecting it just to start spinning.
That'd be funny.
Although that would be very dizzying and pain
Oh,
to
yeah.
shoot.
For sure.
The boomerang's basically a Wuraway, but I think a couple more machine guns and, a pair of cannons.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Although I'm not a fan, and it's, I guess my first time using an aircraft with cannons in combat, and I'm going to say I'm not a fan of it.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, if the cannons hit, they'd fuck your opponent up, but
Yep.
you've got a low rate of fire and don't carry many rounds, so you've got to actually
Right.
meaning that you can't just walk onto target, not without
Yeah.
while wasting like practically all your ammo.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it'd be more for like static targets rather than moving targets, maybe.
You can use it against moving targets, but again, you gotta, I think, have a bit more skill than what I have.
Yeah.
But I do well with the machine guns. But that's
Yeah.
because the machine guns, not only they carry more ammo, but they have a higher rate of fire, meaning that they got a more heavy fire weight.
Yeah. Makes sense for sure.
So you can kind of walk machine guns onto target where you'd waste practically most of your ammo doing the same thing with cannon.
Yeah.
I think it was like 120 rounds for each cannon,
Right.
where you're looking at like 500 rounds for each machine gun.
Yeah. Definitely a lot more opportunity there.
Although, even though the cannon does have a lower rate of fire, it still goes for it very quickly if you don't keep track.
Right.
I guess you can say the same thing about the machine guns.
Yeah. Definitely could.
I don't know how the Warraway does because I haven't actually gone into a BR range where it would actually be beneficial.
Right.
Because it'd only be like what reserve, like good for like probably what BR1 maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where most of the British aircraft I'm flying at 3.7, so I'm kind of going into the 4-5 range.
Right.
So if I get up tiered, the Warraway is well and truly useless.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the cannons kind of make the boomerang somewhat useful.
Right.
Because then at least it has some firepower, even though it's
Sure.
practically outclassed in terms of speed and I think maneuverability.
Yeah.
At least if you can get behind someone and line up your shot, you've got practically a guaranteed kill. Or at least crippling.
Oh yeah. I would think so.
Considering that with cannons, they're large enough to actually even have some explosives packed into the round, so it's definitely going to do some damage.
Yeah. So it's like even if you don't hit a necessarily sort of vital point, the explosiveness of it would
Definitely rip a big hole.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I think that's why I'm kind of a bit biased actually in terms of my having heavier machine guns than lighter machine guns. Is that because with using something like a 303, for example, don't get me wrong, it will definitely, if you get it on target, it will definitely shred the target, but
Right.
it takes, again, a concentrated fire in that to do any real damage.
Yeah.
50 cals pack a bit more punch. It maybe have a bit of a lower rate of fire compared to, let's say, a 303, but due to them being a bigger round, they just pack a bit more energy and punch into them, so it just does a little more damage
Yeah.
for a given burst time.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Although, if you really want... Oh, no, there are some mean planes in War Thunder. Like, there was this variant of the ME-262, which has like a 45mm cannon into the nose,
Oh, okay.
which is basically the aircraft equivalent of practically point and delete.
Uh-huh.
If you got one 45mm round on the wing, that wing's going to be shredded in half.
Oh, yeah. I would think so.
And I like to see you... And if you hit an engine or something...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Be toast.
Yeah, it would suck if it went straight through the canopy and then went boom.
Uh-huh.
I'll say good luck trying. I don't think the pilot's unconscious at that point. I'm pretty sure he's dead,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would think so.
especially if it's armored glass, because it'd probably have enough time to activate the views and it would detonate you
Right.
inside the cockpit.
Yeah,
If
right.
it was just standard glass, it'd probably may be able to pass through without even initiating the fuse.
Uh-huh. I get you.
And that's kind of, sort of, I guess we got time to kind of talk about the pros and cons of, armor, I guess. Is that, well, the good pro about armor is, well, it's armor, it's some protection. Downside is if it's not enough protection, but it's thick enough, it would actually act as a way of, well, activating the fuse, meaning that once the round does get through the armor, there's a good chance it's going to detonate inside where you, well, had armor for a reason.
Yeah.
So the whole point of armor is to keep out the things that are trying to kill you or protect important things.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's sort of like designed, for protection, but can be very counterintuitive depending on the situation.
Not only that, but also the weight. So sometimes
Yeah,
you're better
that
off
as
with
well.
no armor
Yeah.
just for the extra mobility, but then that
Yeah.
means you're basically just, if you're going to get hit, you're probably going to get killed. But if you got little enough armor and it hits the right spot, there's a good chance that a shell can pass right through you and out the other side and then detonate.
Right.
Just hopefully it doesn't hit anything important on its way through.
For sure.
So like if it was to punch through the armor and then let's say hit an engine block, well, that's definitely going to have, well, some serious consequences.
Yes, I would think so.
Because if it was to detonate in the engine compartment, you're going to be in for a really nice time. Considering that usually there's fuel tanks and shit that with flammable stuff in the engine compartment with said engine.
Yep. Yeah. So even, if it doesn't set alight or the possible flammable material is still going down.
Yeah, because your engine's definitely going to get taken out of commission if it hit it directly.
For sure. Yeah.
The only chance that it would be able to hit the engine and, well, not go off is if it was to skim off like a valve cover or something.
Right.
But what's the chance of that happening?
Yeah, I would think that'd be pretty unlikely.
Although that's only if the projectile has an explosive payload, though.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you got to worry about actually is shrapnel.
Yes. for
Although I
sure.
guess kind of less armor means less shrapnel, but shrapnel's still going to be a thing because objects smashing through object, creating smaller objects that are flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think just having more armor would just mean probably less chunks of shrapnel, but bigger chunks of shrapnel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, if your priority is no armor, then the armor that you're using would probably be weaker, thinner. So the shrapnel from it would be, I'd think, much more, and probably sort of smaller shards.
Although my understanding is quite primitive, so I'm probably wrong.
Right. Fair enough.
Although you kind of fucked with HESH rounds.
Right.
Because the whole job of the HESH round is not actually to penetrate the armor, it's actually to turn the armor into the projectile.
Oh, okay.
Which, that's fun, because what it does is basically it's a high explosive round that would hit the armor and then kind of smear itself over the armor and then detonate, creating a shockwave, which causes the inside of the armor to spoil.
That's interesting.
Basically turning the tank against itself.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure how effective HESH is because I actually don't have any tanks with HESH rounds.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting technique that you could use.
Like my go-to is either APHE or heat.
Yeah, I wonder, if the HESH rounds would be less effective of actually sort of like penetrating and getting inside the So like, would you have to?
Like if the armor's thin enough, it would be able to punch in the armor and technically penetrate, but it wouldn't penetrate thick armor, but it would definitely cause the inside of that heavy armor to spoil.
Right. Yeah.
Because the shockwave kind of causes it to kind of break apart.
Right.
The armor and that because of the shockwave.
Yeah, I get you.
So it may look like just like a bit of scorching on the outside of the armor, but on the inside it's gonna have some damage.
Yeah. And I guess when it comes to that sort of thing, you'd probably be trying to aim for obviously the weaker points, but then the weaker points where the ammunition is stored as well, because then you get sort of a twofer there.
And that's actually the best trick is to always aim for the ammunition racks.
Yeah.
That's actually one thing you should always do is with playing War Thunders, memorize where ammo racks are.
Right. Makes sense.
Although you can, by reducing the amount of ammo taken to barrel, reduce the ammo racks.
Right.
So if you really wanted to, you can play around with how if I have this much ammo, these racks won't be in the tank.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All these racks would be empty.
Yeah. So that'd be
a way kind of min-maxing, but my rule of thumb, even though it's probably not the correct way of doing it, is generally what's the total of my tank capacity? Oh, it's 200 rounds. I'll take 100.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And even then, you don't want to carry much ammo anyway because you're not going to last long in combat anyway.
Yeah, not unless you had like a private lobby where you're trying to, sort of play a game using sort of, I guess, real world terms. Where you're really trying to maximize the lifespan of the crew and that sort of thing.
Well, again, not only you're not going to last long enough to use all your ammo, but them just carrying that extra ammo means that it's more vulnerable spots where you can get hit and basically destroyed.
Yeah, that as well.
Although with certain rounds, you're going to get destroyed anyway, so...
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I like heated in APHE, especially large caliber APHE heat.
Right.
Because the heat round basically just uses a concentrated high explosive charge to punch through the armor.
Yeah.
Although, just because of the name, people think it melts through the armor, which...
Right.
Nah, sorry to break it to you, that's not how it works. But it's just the kinetic energy of the
Right.
of the shaped charge going off that punches through the armor.
Yeah.
It sends like a because it creates a jet of hot copper, I believe, and that the kinetic energy of that that hot copper moving at high speed is what punches through the armor, if I remember correctly.
I get you. That's interesting.
So it basically the heat round detonates before contact with the armor to create that superheated stream.
Yeah.
To show how effective it is, modern I say modern launchers use heat warheads like
Right.
the classic and probably very well known RPG-7, which is when everyone thinks of like an RPG, that's what they think of.
Right.
Now I think uses a shape charged warhead, and then APHE is basically shot but with explosive filler, so it would punch through the armor, and then the fuse would be activated by punching through the armor, and then it would detonate behind the armor.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Even though in War Thunder APHE is a lot better than Solid Shot, I think there was real life tests concluding it doesn't really make that much of a difference between Solid Shot and APHE. But again, I'd heard that from secondhand sources, so I would like to kind of go back to the video where I heard that and kind of see what source they had for that.
For sure.
But from my understanding is, it's quite a bit more effective in the game than it was real life. But I guess just with how complicated something like having a solid shot but them having an explosive filler would be. Like, it sounds very simple, but again, it's very complicated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure. To make something...
Again, all it takes is, all it has to be is the defective fuse and the shell won't go off.
Yeah, that's it.
So basically it's just a solid shot with some explosive in it.
Yeah, that is defunct as well. So, yeah, makes sense.
Or again, the fuse can be too sensitive and it goes off prematurely.
Yeah.
Or again, the armor is thick enough that, again, it could penetrate the thicker armor, but due to it being thick enough, it takes too long for it to penetrate, and then partway through penetration, the shell goes off, which would still kind of do some damage, but not as much if it was to get behind the armor.
Yeah. It's still going to be effective, but yeah, definitely nowhere near it as
Because if it's partly punched through the armor and then detonates, it would kind of push out, it would actually probably create more spalling, which I think, thinking by that logic, it'd actually be more effective to kind of detonate just kind of halfway punched through. Although I may have to look at some simulations and do some simulations to double check that.
Yeah, it's an interesting theory.
It's actually the one thing that I spent a lot of time this year watching is just how armor holds up to certain shells in these simulations.
Fair enough.
I'm actually going to see if I can pull one up to show you, and I may add that footage and then probably add a link down below to the original video.
Yeah.
If I do that.
Cool.
Yeah, SY simulations.
Okay.
And actually, I got one here of a Hetzer versus a Cromwell. I'll pass it over here and you can watch yourself. Yeah, I think the Hetzers would bypass it. I gotta say, it was fun watching. I think it was him or the other guy doing what happens like to a light piece of armor against a round from the KV2. And what I expect happens. You're talking about what, 5 kilos of explosives?
It's quite a lot.
Like, you're enjoying it?
Yeah, it's interesting.
I fixed it up. My beats are falling apart. I'm just going to get rid of that because it's going to bug me. Although, if I remember correctly, the Cromwell's armor is not that great compared to, let's say, a Matilda. But I think I'm just biased
Right.
at that point because I feel like the Cromwell's okay. Although I think its protection is not as good as the Matilda's.
Fair enough.
Well, not the Matilda one. The Matilda one had a half-inch of armor, so that's pretty garbage in my opinion. Like, that's probably good for maybe like rifle round, but not a dedicated anti-tank rifle.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, so you want to take this one out?
Thanks for joining us on this special end of year episode, spring cleaning.
With a bit of tank talk, I guess.
Yeah, with a bit of tank talk in there at the end. Remember to give us a like, leave a comment, share us around. It definitely helps quite a lot.
Yeah, all the good stuff the algorithm likes. That's the way I should
Yes.
to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I say that, but that's the first time I said that.
And down in the description, you can find links to the Patreon and to all the social media pages. So go and follow them there. That'd be cool.
In that case, also, we may even link down SY simulation or one of the SY simulations video to kind of show you what I was talking about.
Yeah, and we'll leave a
I'll
link.
probably add a clip from the KB2 video.
Which would be cool. If we don't see you again, Happy New Year. And
I guess, well, Merry Christmas as well.
And Merry Christmas and Happy
And
Holidays.
I'll say
and all.
Happy Holodomor, but no, Holodomor is not a good thing. That's the Ukraine famine that was caused by the Soviet Union. So I don't think Happy Holodomor is a good thing to say.
Probably not.
Wait, what was the Jewish holiday that's like their version of Christmas called? I thought it was that, but it's not.
Ramadan?
Oh yeah, there we go. I think that's it.
I think so. All right. Do you want to take us out with the
Oh yeah.
Bye, have a great time.
The cultural uno, dos, tres. Yeah, so it'd be
Quattro dos?
It'd be a cuatro, tres, dos, uno.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's it.
Well, I guess
All right.
I'll let you kick this off. Still haven't come up with a name for it, but I'm gonna just since it's gonna only be like a experimental thing, I'm just gonna call it the bloody news.
The bloody news.
Only if we had like a little soundbite for it, that would also help.
Yeah.
And I guess since there's nothing really interesting going on in the world right now besides it wanting to blow itself up, I almost got scammed into buying a car. But I guess with that out of the way, should we kind of get on with today's episode?
Let's get into it. If you fumble or anything, we can always start again.
Yeah, it's just, it's kind of, well, I guess you'd probably get excited by the news the first time around, so it's like I have to kind of nail it in a way where we can do it in one tank.
Yeah.
Tank. Yes, we're totally doing a tank.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. I had to do it.
Of course
I'll
you
see
did.
myself out.
Yeah. You'll see yourself out on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the door is right behind us. If you
I
want
know
to
that
take
much.
it.
But how do they know that? For all they know, the door could be right underneath us or above us.
Well, that would just be a trapdoor if it was under us.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, we're in a lighthouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere in a big Saharan desert. Well, I guess that just... Middle of nowhere, Saharan desert, that's still a lot of area.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to find us anytime soon. Please send help. Try this idea if I was thinking of an intro, so I guess I'll have to carry it out.
Sure.
So I guess whenever I'm ready, I'll just go now. So hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Some People Car. Oh, God damn it. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Over the top.
Yeah.
Get some T-Boo courage. God damn it. Okay.
Hello, and
We're going to keep this in a retake.
we'll retake.
Just keep this for the patrons, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is Canon God damn it, Shikaza.
Shizaki.
God damn, why did I say Shikaza? I was blending the two there. Okay. Yes, let's start from the top. Okay, so well, welcome to You Know What. I'm kind of going to speed through the intro that we normally do because, well, one, this is probably going to be more of a experimental episode, but also, well, I got some bad news, so I don't want to kind of be all up and bright, although my voice is probably not doing a good job of conveying just how kind of what down I'm feeling about this news. But then also, I guess a fair bit of time has passed from learning about it, so I guess I'm a bit more not as brought down by it, but I still am. And that is oh fuck, I've forgotten the first name. I called it. The second we started recording, I was gonna have issues. But now I guess I've got had to be the bearer of even more bad news. Actually, this time it's actually, well, I guess the Nunchan, coming out of Nunchan was important. Although coming out of Nunchan is kind of probably phrasing it a bit wrong.
Could have used better.
Actually, how would have you worded it?
We're at the hour mark. Do you want to?
Yeah, start wrapping it up.
Yeah. Well, that was cool. We covered quite a broad range of topics.
Yeah, and I feel like that's more what kind of should do.
Yeah, that was good.
Note to editing, probably take this little bit out.
Or we can leave it in for fun.
Just as a joke, I guess. We can do that. Okay, they've edited this out as well.
Thanks for joining us for this one.
Yeah, that's probably super short.
But remember to give us a like.
Oh, should we actually do that now? Because I'm not sure if we've done it in previous episodes or not, but we finally... Actually, no. We will announce that actually on the next one that we'll start working on probably today.
All right, cool.
Although, we may leave this out in post.
Yes.
So we say that a lot and then we just leave it in.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
So is it rolling?
Yep.
Oh shit, yeah, it's rolling. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Some People podcast. And before we get started, we are joined by a very, well, I'm not sure, very special guest, Simon.
Hello there.
I need to do it.
Am
I going to do it? Hello there.
General Kenobi.
And so I think we could probably do another take of that one. Because I think I could have done some things better. And I think going with that, the way I kind of did it,
Yeah.
would work.
When you're ready, take it away.
Okay, so just keep that in there. Okay, what? So let's start off with what we were talking about, which is that Queen Elizabeth II of I'd say England, but it's the UK.
Yes.
I guess I'm a bit too old school. But Queen Elizabeth II of England. God damn it! Oh, God damn it! So I guess we'll try this again. So I guess, God damn it! I guess we'll just start from the top.
Good idea.
I take the Viper because it goes brrr. You can talk to them a bit because I got to run off to late.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah, keep them entertained while I'm gone. Too hard.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think going back to my question, I'll ask it to myself. My favorite part so far, I think, has been...
But that's a whole completely different ball game.
Yeah, that's a totally different ball game right there.
All right. When you're ready.
Okay, so now we're rolling.
Yes, now we're playing gas.
Yes, and hopefully not getting burnt in the process.
Because
I know why I
that
didn't
would
do
cause
this before we
problems.
started rolling, but I just don't know why, but I find that amusing.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna turn on Do Not Disturb and just hope no one messages me or rings that is marked as important. Oh fuck! Now my nose wants to join in. Sennheiser. No, this isn't me yet, but that's Russian. And she out and they'll go out. I probably just said something offensive, so don't cut that out.
We haven't started yet, so when you're ready.
She may want to cut it here because I gotta die a little.
Put that point in.
Okay,
So
so
editing.
now that I've finished dying, although we're gonna cut this out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying,
Thanks for joining us for this short shot redemption. I guess.
Well, I guess this is the point where we workshop the title. I guess.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I guess since now you finally got around to watching the Netflix adaptation, I think we should say finally got around, like, you finally watched All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay.
Just be like Netflix 2022, just to clarify.
Let's put an edit in there. All right. Finally watched. Okay.
I guess you can read it out to the the folks.
So, update. We are unable to confirm the release plans for the